So I've been listening to the Steve Jobs autobiography recently. And one of the things that really stuck out to me when I've listened to the whole thing is that many times throughout his life, Steve constantly came back to the idea of priorities and less is more. He would basically take the development team's focus, and if they're working on 4 or 5 different priorities, he would pick the one that really mattered and he would make the team go all in on that one single idea. And that was the whole focus of the company and the engineering team until they made a breakthrough. And then at some point later, he might go back to some of the other things that he was working on. And so this reminds me of this concept that I heard probably 15 years ago when I was in my early 20s and I was at a trade show in New York or a conference in New York. And the speaker said, strategy is about what you decide not to do. And being that I was only probably 21, 22 at the time, I wrote that down and I just couldn't get my head wrapped around what that meant. What do you mean strategy is what you decide not to do, right? It's all about doing more and getting everything done. That's what I used to think. But really, this is the essence of strategy. There's a limited amount of resources. There's a limited amount of time. Now, think about it. Is there one airline that every single customer loves? Is there one restaurant that every single customer loves? It's a really big, diverse world. And if strategy was about what you did, then all companies would do everything, and they would make every single customer happy. They would have every feature for the price point. They would have everything included in your stay, right? They would basically go out of the way. They would market in every single medium to reach every single customer in the world. But these are impossible because of the law of resources, right? There's a finite amount of time. There's a finite amount of focus that every person has, your staff, your customers. So at the end of the day, it's easy to say yes to everything, but I've learned that that gets you nowhere. Strategy is really about deciding what not to do. Where am I not going to spend my time marketing? Which customers are not for me that I'm going to completely ignore, thus freeing up those resources to go after the customers that are for me? So Southwest Airlines is a great example. They are, kind of the case study for the blue ocean market strategy when it comes to marketing. When Southwest launched, they basically said, the business traveler is not for us. There's no first class. There's no food, right? These were critical decisions that allowed them to shape their entire business. And it shaped, everything they decided. Which airports were they going to be at? Were they going to pre-book seats? Or were you just going to basically do the cattle call that they're so well known for? These strategic decisions really set them up for being successful, which is very much in contrast with the mega airlines who constantly copycat every new feature and every new benefit that an airline comes out with. So if you're looking to break through with your marketing strategy and you're making tough decisions, I can assure you that your best insight is going to come from what you decide not to do rather than what you do.